When your girlfriend tells you to apologize to her male best friend for hurting his feelings, you pause. You wonder what kind of twisted situation you've walked into, especially when that same best friend has been acting shady around you since day one. But for the sake of peace, and to prove you're the bigger person, you agree. You decide to play along, knowing something she doesn't. You've kept your mouth shut for months. Not because you were scared, but because you believed in giving people the chance to fix their own mess. But apparently, that courtesy wasn't returned. So, you drive over to his house, knock on his door, and when he answers, you see his wife standing right behind him. That's when you realize the timing couldn't be more perfect. You take a deep breath, look him straight in the eye, and with a calm voice say, "I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I didn't tell my girlfriend about the affair you had last summer. I should have never kept that secret for you." His wife's smile fades instantly. He goes pale. And suddenly, it's not you who owes anyone an apology. This wasn't just about hurt feelings. It was about betrayal, lies, and people who thought they were too clever to get caught. What my girlfriend didn't realize was that pushing me to apologize only opened a door I'd been holding shut for too long. And once it swung open, there was no going back. But here's the real twist: what happened next didn't just expose him. It exposed her, too. Because sometimes, when secrets spill, they don't stop at just one person. And the worst part? I had only just begun to speak. The room went dead silent after I said those words. His wife stood frozen, eyes darting between us, trying to process what she just heard. He stammered, trying to say something, but nothing coherent came out. I could see the panic building behind his forced smile. That's when I turned and walked away, leaving the door wide open, literally and figuratively. But let me rewind for a second. This all started months ago, when my girlfriend, Claire, introduced me to her so-called best friend, Ryan. She insisted they were just close, had been for years, and that I had nothing to worry about. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But from the moment I met him, something felt off. The way he looked at her, too comfortable, too familiar. And Claire? She always seemed a little too defensive whenever I questioned their dynamic. Still, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. One night, at a party, Ryan had too much to drink. He pulled me aside and told me something he never should have. He had cheated on his wife during a business trip last summer. But the worst part? He said Claire helped him cover it up. They were both in on it. She even made up a fake work story for him so his wife wouldn't suspect a thing. I didn't tell anyone back then. I thought maybe it was a one-time mistake, something they regretted. But over time, I saw more. Late-night texts, inside jokes, moments that didn't add up. And then Claire had the audacity to say I hurt Ryan's feelings, because I called him out in private for being a snake. That's when I knew, this wasn't just about him. It was about her too. And I needed answers. After that night at Ryan's house, things shifted fast. I didn't hear from Claire for a full day, which was unusual. Then, out of nowhere, she showed up at my place, acting like she was the one betrayed. Her first words weren't, "What happened?" or, "Why did you do that?" No. She said, "You embarrass me." Not Ryan. Not his wife. Her. That's when it clicked. She wasn't mad I exposed a lie. She was mad I didn't stay quiet. I asked her straight up if she knew about the affair. Her silence said everything. She looked away, bit her lip, and then said, "It wasn't my secret to tell." But that didn't make sense. Why was she defending him so hard? Why was she so invested in keeping his marriage safe? Unless, she wasn't just covering for Ryan. Maybe she was covering for herself, too. That's when I started digging. I went through old messages, social media posts, anything that could explain why she protected him like that. And slowly, patterns started to emerge. Weekend trips she said were with college friends. Nights she claimed she was too tired to talk. Pictures that were posted and then deleted. All pointing back to Ryan. Meanwhile, Ryan's wife, Amanda, texted me. She said, We need to talk. Alone. That was another red flag. It meant she wasn't buying the lies either. Whatever damage I had caused by speaking up, she wasn't angry about it. She was curious. Maybe even suspicious, just like I had been. Now the conflict wasn't just between me and Claire, or even Ryan and his wife. It had spiraled. Secrets, half-truths, and a web of lies were starting to unravel, and the closer I got to the truth, the more dangerous the silence between them became. I met Amanda at a quiet cafe 2 days later. She looked exhausted, like someone who'd spent too many nights forcing herself to believe a lie she couldn't quite name. She didn't waste time with small talk. She pulled out her phone, opened a folder, and slid it across the table. I found these after you left our house, she said. Photos. Screenshots. Texts between Ryan and Claire. Some were months old. Some were from just last week. All of them filled with the kind of messages no one in a just friends relationship should be sending. My stomach turned. The pieces were falling into place faster than I could catch them. Claire wasn't just covering up Ryan's affair, she was part of it. Maybe not the one from last summer, but something else. Something that hadn't ended. Amanda looked at me, her voice shaking. Did you know? I shook my head, trying to keep my breathing steady. Not everything. Just enough to know something was wrong. After that meeting, I couldn't stop thinking. Every memory, every weird excuse Claire had made, every time she accused me of not trusting her, it all took on new meaning. And then came the final push. That night, I got a message from an unknown number. Just one line. You should stop digging before someone gets hurt. No name. No explanation. But I knew exactly who it was meant for, and what it was meant to do. It wasn't just a warning. It was a threat. And that's when I realized, this wasn't just about betrayal anymore. It was about control. And whoever was pulling the strings was desperate to keep the truth buried. But I'd come too far to walk away now. And if they thought silence would stop me, they didn't know me at all. I didn't reply to the message. Instead, I forwarded it to Amanda. A few minutes later, she called me, her voice low and tense. I think you need to see something, she said. Come over. Now. When I got to her house, she was already standing at the door, holding a flash drive. I didn't tell you everything earlier, she admitted, because I wasn't sure if I could trust you. But now, you deserve to know. She plugged the drive into her laptop and pulled up a video, grainy, taken from a hidden camera in their home office. The footage was dated just 2 weeks ago. Ryan wasn't alone. Claire was there too. They weren't just talking, they were arguing. She was holding something in her hand, a small envelope. Ryan kept shaking his head, clearly nervous. And then, the part that knocked the air out of my chest, Claire said, if this ever comes out, it'll ruin both of us. So make sure he stays quiet. He trusts you. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Claire wasn't just involved, she was the one pushing the threats. The message I got? That wasn't from Ryan. It was from her. Amanda turned to me. I think she's done worse than lie. I think she's manipulated both of us, and if she's capable of that, who knows what else she's hiding? Everything I thought I knew about Claire was unraveling. She wasn't the victim she pretended to be. She was orchestrating everything behind the scenes, controlling Ryan, gaslighting me, even trying to silence Amanda. The stakes were no longer about heartbreak or betrayal. They were about truth, safety, and exposing the person we both now realized we had never really known at all. And she wasn't done playing her game yet. Armed with the video, Amanda and I decided it was time to confront Claire directly. We agreed not to give her any warning. She was clever, too clever, and if she sensed we were coming, she'd find a way to twist everything, just like she always had. That evening, Amanda invited Claire over under the pretense of needing a girl-to-girl talk about Ryan. I stayed hidden in the next room, phone in hand, ready to record everything. Claire showed up, casual as ever, like nothing had happened. As soon as Amanda brought up the affair, Claire slipped into her usual defensive mode, denying, gaslighting, shifting blame. But then Amanda dropped the flash drive on the table. "You want to lie to my face again?" she said. Claire froze. Her expression changed in an instant. She didn't even ask what was on it. She knew. I stepped out then, and the moment Claire saw me, something in her cracked. "You weren't supposed to find out," she whispered. "Not like this." She admitted everything. The cover-ups, the emotional manipulation, even the message she sent from a burner number. But just when I thought we had it all figured out, she said something that caught us both off guard. "You think Ryan's innocent? He's been recording me too. He has videos. He said if I ever turned on him, he'd ruin me." That was the twist we never expected. The puppet had his own strings. It wasn't just Claire pulling the strings behind the scenes. Ryan had been playing his own game the whole time, keeping leverage on Claire just like she tried to do with us. They were both using each other, trapped in their own mess. And now, both of them were about to watch everything fall apart at the same time. After Claire's final confession, it was like the air had been sucked out of the room. Amanda and I just stared at her, trying to process how far the lies went. It wasn't just cheating or betrayal, it was manipulation, threats, blackmail, all hidden under the mask of friendship and trust. Claire left that night without another word. She didn't try to fight back. She knew it was over. The next day, Amanda filed for divorce. She sent the video and messages to her lawyer, ensuring everything was documented. Ryan, cornered by both his wife and the woman he tried to control, had nowhere to run. His double life unraveled in days. His job found out. His reputation shattered. As for Claire, I never heard from her again, not directly. A mutual friend told me she left town. Quietly. Like she hoped no one would notice. In the days that followed, I kept thinking about how close I'd come to believing everything Claire said. How love, when it's built on lies, can blind you to the truth right in front of you. But I also realized something more important. Standing up for yourself, even when it feels uncomfortable or messy, is sometimes the only way to protect your peace. Amanda and I still talk sometimes. We've both been through enough to understand each other without having to explain much. There's no romantic angle between us, just mutual respect, and maybe a little shared healing. So yeah, I apologized. But not to Ryan. And not to Claire. I apologized to myself, for ignoring my instincts, for staying silent too long, and for trusting people who didn't deserve it. Because the truth? It always comes out. And sometimes, exposing the lies is the only real way to start over.